the cheapest, sweetest smelling perfume you can get on the market.
There. Dead.
So, I noticed that you said you went to go see Captain Marvel, and you gave it a 5.
Oh no, don't.
Oh, I figure we're almost done here. Why not? Like, now, granted, I can't go into too much because my lady hasn't seen it yet.
Dude.
What'd you think about the ending? Like, the very ending? Or the power source that was used?
Okay, so my problem with Captain Marvel is that the reason I gave it a 5 is because there was a lot of writing mistakes and a lot of stuff that's on the cutting room floor that probably makes this movie make more sense. So from a technical standpoint, it's just awful. Like during the last fight, you see Jude Law's character, whichever character it is. And Jude Law's character is fighting Captain Marvel, and he's doing okay. He's losing, but he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's giving it his all.
Right. And then the lunchbox opens. He sees that it's a distraction, and they cut away from him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they cut away from that scene altogether to show where the Tesseract actually is, which is with Samuel Jackson's character in the thing. And the next time you
inside the goose,
right? And the next time you see Jude Law's character, he's running down the hallway and jumping into a dropship to be dropped to Earth. Now, he was fighting Captain Marvel, right? How did he disengage himself from fighting Captain Marvel to get to the dropship? They never show him
magic.
They never show him running away. And there's a bunch of other little, just small, like it's not nearly as bad as a lot of the internet is saying it is. It's not. It's just
no. I thought it was okay for what it was. I mean, like. I looked at it more of like, okay, so we're getting like an actual telling of, some trivial Marvel history here. The Skrulls being oppressed and wanting to look for a new place to live. That actually happened in comic books. It's part of the reason why they became douchebags. So I'm just kind of like, okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's a good upbringing. That's kind of like a good.
They made them refugees though.
That's kind of what they were in the comic, too.
The Skrull Empire is an empire. Did you read Skrull?
I mean,
like,
did it become an empire before, they got, they went to war, or did it become an empire after? Because, them being refugees and then rebuilding to an empire status with the,
before, the Kree destroyed their homeworld as part of the war.
Well, I mean, if that's the way they did the actual portrayal of, like, then that's kind of weak, because the Skrull, like, they were a mighty empire, throughout the series of Marvel, from what I understood.
Yeah, the Kree-Skrull War is a thing. But, like, with them being refugees and them being, like, the happiest... not the happiest, they're not happy.
They're not happy.
With them being refugees and being, like, the actual nobility in that war, the noble ones in that war, what that means we're not going to get Super Skrull. Or Paibok. Or the Skrull Queen. As villains.
Yeah.
Which is what they should be. Because the Skrulls are bad people.
Well, didn't, like, Super Skrull, like, only, like, be, like, super, like... That was more like Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Super Skrull's Okay, so the Skrulls are a Fantastic Four villain. That's what they are.
Right.
They can be other villains. They can be universal villains, actually.
Right.
But
which is why we chose it. Which is why we have them.
right. But the two big ones are Super Skrull, who is absolutely loyal to the Skrull Queen, and Pybok, who is absolutely loyal to the Skrull Queen.
It's making them sound like Zurg now.
They are. But with them being refugees and needing help and everything like that, they're no longer bad guys, which kind of means that we're not going to get Super Skrull, because Super Skrull is a bad guy.
No, he is. And like, here's the thing though. It doesn't feel like they set up the fact that the Skrull were part of an empire. It feels like their empire is going to be built due to these things happening. And we might get Super Skrull later on down the line because, I mean, hell, 20th Century Fox released all their Marvel rights to Disney. And as far as I'm aware, not only was, X-Men under that flag, but Fantastic Four was as well. So Disney could, quite possibly bring out a freaking phenomenal Fantastic Four reboot that could involve, a better Doctor Doom. Oh, God, it could involve a better Doctor Doom. That was such a letdown.
Which one?
And then two, say what?
Which one? Because I didn't see Fan Four Stick.
I didn't see the newest one with, the ultimate Fantastic Four interpretation.
Yeah.
The one where, Doom was on from a different planet.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one. I just saw the ones that 20th Century, released with with Captain America as Johnny Torch.
Yep.
But I liked Doctor Doom in The Rise of Silver Surfer. I liked him in that. And even then, I was super let down by what Galactus was.
Well, everyone's let down by what Galactus was. He's Galactus.
Everything went really well in that movie until, for me at least, until Galactus came. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's... What the hell is that?
I mean, I hate to tell you this, but the Fantastic Four is a bad, terrible, actual Marvel, IP.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not my favorite, but it yields Doom, Doctor Doom, because it's one of the ones where I'm just like,
that's not good.
No, hold on, listen, because I see where you're coming from, and the way I can kind of explain it is that Reed Richards is a dick. Doom is actually not as bad as everyone makes him out to be, but he does have some things that need to be put into check. And Sue, Johnny, and Ben are just there to help clean up Reed Richards' mess. So, they're just in it for the ride, and it's really just the adventures of two, asshat scientists being, doing size comparisons. Well, I'm smarter than you. Well, I'm smarter than you. Well, I'm smarter than you. So I'm gonna get my pretty face burnt a little bit and then put on a mask. And he's like, well, I'm gonna take my friends and family through some cosmic radiation.
That's not how that happened at all. And the problem is that Doctor Doom is a really, really cool character outside of the Fantastic Four.
He still is.
No. Outside of the Fantastic Four, he's a really, really good character. In the Fantastic Four mythos, Doctor Doom is a clown. We back from our...
are in the group full of hippies, about to challenge them with their Pokemon. Oh, hey! Hey, I'm just gonna be over here. I'm just gonna kick your ass real quick.
I mean, what's his name? We had a comic book breakdown. That's what happened. That's all that skip was, which is a random comic.
It was about Doom.
We love Doom. But yeah, seriously.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Did you know that Dr. Doom traveled back into the Middle Ages where Merlin was alive and got stuck there, found out a spell to basically live forever, and then learned a whole bunch of modernized spells, and then just waited for the time period of whence he originally left. He just lived his life out until he got back because he had the "I'm not gonna die" spell.
Yeah.
I'm like, that Doom.
I'm perfectly aware of
crazy
Doom.
shit.
The problem is that Doom, as I was saying earlier, Doom is a clown. Doom is a clown. He is,
and I believe it. I believe it because I believe he was only trying to go back in time 10 minutes to find where he put his car keys. And he ended up going back to the days of Merlin and learning a whole bunch of shit and then getting
No, I mean
I'm better for it.
He's a bad character when it's dealing with the Fantastic Four. Because the Fantastic Four are terribly written characters. For example, you have to fight Galactus. And if I was to write the Galactus storyline, it would be Reed Richards in a lab. Let's say they have a 2-hour movie, right? Fantastic Four versus Galactus. It's 2 hours of Reed Richards in a lab building the Ultimate Nullifier while the other three do stuff. And then at the end, Reed Richards pops up and says, "Let's play chicken." With Galactus.
I mean,
and that's a terrible movie.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
And so the problem is that because they are terribly written heroes, Dr. Doom becomes a terribly written villain whenever they're around. Because the hero kind of has to win. Which means that they have to do dumb things. For example, Dr. Doom puts all of them in individual chambers, right? This is an old classic Fantastic Four series thing. He puts them in 4 individual chambers that are specifically designed to weaken them. Right? So that makes sense. Mr. Fantastic's in an area of low pressure, so he's stretched to infinity. The Invisible Woman is put under a compression machine that requires her to use her powers to constantly save herself. The Human Torch is put in a low oxygen environment, so he can't burn. And the Thing is constantly vibrated. Right, to make his molecules unstable so he can't punch himself out of stuff. Why did you...
Or else he'll crack and break.
No, he just can't affect the world around him. He's basically turned into pebbles. Alright? You know what Dr. Doom does? He leaves all 4 of them in the same room.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So
they're so weak now. What could they possibly do if I put them all in one room together?
Right. So Sue Storm manages to create a small barrier around Johnny Storm's low oxygen environment, which gives him enough energy to burn a hole through his environment to basically free the Thing, and then the Thing punches them all out.
Damn it, Doom.
Okay?
It's like you do these things on purpose.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the only thing that I need to actually complete my Fantastic Four group is Ben Grimm. I do need to pay Lucas for that eventually.
I mean, it's... Dude, I'm sorry. As much as I love Doom, and I do love Doom, Dr. Doom hurts me in ways that just aren't...
I mean, You did kind of bring up a point when you said that Boss kind of looked into his future and said that he was, one of the only worthy ones of ruling Earth. But that's Bosk. So I mean, what does Black Panther's God know?
Okay, you want to know the problem with that? Here's the problem with that. Doctor Doom is perfectly capable of ruling the Earth. He's done so twice. Twice.
Twice!
And you know what happens both times? He messed it up. He messed it up big time.
He's just a series of self-sabotages because he's never actually had the ability to do anything successful. He's afraid of success.
It's not even that. He throws it all away because Reed Richards is over there.
It's like, oh, the guy I don't like is still there. I think I'm just gonna mess it up now.
Like,
job?
No, not yet.
You almost ran.
I can't run on a trainer fight. Why lower my defense? Dead. Oh, you're not dead. That's a development. But no, like, he threw it away because Reed Richards showed up. He had ruled the world. He was married to Sue Storm. Everything was going well because he rewrote all of history. Reed Richards shows up. And Doom is just like, Richards! And then just like throws all of his winnings away. All of it.
And then basically all you hear is BJ Thomas in the background. Raindrops are going on my head. That doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me. Huh. You got Eureka. Now where's the castle?
Nope, not doing that right now. Let's see.
Eureka's castle. Giga Drain.
Odd job.
Wants to learn Giga Drain. What move shall you forget today?
Can I forget acid?
And poof. You forgot how to take acid, and now you know how to Giga Drain.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright. Why am I paralyzed again? Hate being paralyzed.